Top 10 shocking nude scenes Hollywood didn't want you to see. If you had to select the most famous nude scene of all time, which would you choose? Nudity has long been a powerful tool in cinema, often used to enhance storytelling and provoke emotions.
And a lady should be modest.
Yes, a lady should be modest.
Filmmakers have battled censorship to depict bold, provocative subjects, using nudity to create visual, emotional, and psychological depth. With that in mind, let's dive into the best nude movie scenes of all time. Number 10. Titanic, 1997. The drawing scene. Most people recognize the unforgettable scene where Jack sketches a nude Rose in Titanic. While it feels like it is building to an obvious romantic climax, the moment is strikingly restrained, and that is where its magic lies. Winslet channels vulnerability and quiet confidence, while DiCaprio portrays Jack's nervous focus with sincerity, capturing the weight of a first experience. The tension lingers in the air as Jack gently instructs Rose to lie down, their connection deepening without a single word. James Horner's stunning score weaves through the scene, amplifying the emotions and solidifying this intimate moment as one of cinema's most iconic. Number 9. Requiem for a Dream, 2000. Sex toy scene. Requiem for a Dream, directed by Darren Aronofsky, takes us deep into the lives of 4 individuals struggling with addiction. The film explores the emotional and physical toll addiction takes on them. Jared Leto and Jennifer Connelly deliver powerful performances as Harry and Marion, a couple whose relationship unravels under the weight of their drug dependency. One of the most difficult scenes in the film features Marion. Desperate to feed her heroin habit, she is coerced into a painful and degrading sexual act. The camera focuses on her face, capturing her anguish and desperation as she faces the harsh consequences of her choices. This moment is deeply uncomfortable, but it highlights more than just shock. It reveals the deep pain, both emotional and physical, that addiction inflicts. As Marion struggles, we see the other characters dealing with their own forms of suffering, showing how this destructive cycle is relentless. Aronofsky doesn't shy away from these raw moments, using them to emphasize the devastating impact of addiction on the human spirit.
So what's the word on you two? Are you married?
Number 8. Monsters Ball, 2001. Letitia's catharsis. In this raw and powerful scene, sex becomes a way for the 2 characters to connect through their shared pain, misery, and loneliness. Halle Berry delivers an extraordinary performance, filled with both strength and vulnerability. Her portrayal of a woman dealing with deep emotional scars is honest and moving, and it's no surprise she won the Oscar for it. At this moment, she goes completely nude, but it's not just for the sake of nudity. It's a vulnerable and honest portrayal. She seems completely at ease with her body, which adds an authentic, almost tender quality to the scene. It's not just about the physical act, it's about the emotional depth they're both grappling with, making this one of the most beautiful and intimate love scenes ever filmed. Number 7. Shame, 2011. Opening scene. Steve McQueen's Shame is undeniably one of the most haunting films of recent years. The movie has an almost unbearable, raw quality that invites viewers to confront uncomfortable truths about human desire and isolation. Michael Fassbender's performance is nothing short of extraordinary, particularly in a pivotal scene early on, where he brings a prostitute into his home. His complete nudity in the scene is stark and purposeful, offering a jarring window into his character's emotional void. It's a brutal introduction to his world of compulsions, deep dissatisfaction, and anger. McQueen doesn't shy away from exposing the uncomfortable, delving into the complexities of addiction and the fragility of the human condition, making this moment an essential part of the film's exploration of shame and self-destruction. Number 6. Antichrist 2009, Sex Under the Tree. Lars von Trier's Antichrist is a film that doesn't shy away from confronting grief in its most raw and painful form. One scene in particular stands out for its haunting intensity. Charlotte Gainsbourg plays a woman who, devastated by the death of her son, begins to punish herself in a desperate attempt to cope with her guilt. In this moment, she asks her husband, played by Willem Dafoe, to strike her while they are intimately connected under a tree. The scene is brutally honest, with both actors completely nude, making it feel uncomfortably real. It's a deeply emotional, even shocking portrayal of how trauma can manifest, and it's impossible to watch without feeling the weight of their pain. It's a moment that sticks with you, not because of the graphic nature, but because of the raw emotional vulnerability on display. Number 5. Blue Velvet, 1986. Jeffrey and Dorothy Make Love. David Lynch's Blue Velvet is a film that stands out for its disturbing mix of beauty and horror, and one of the most unsettling moments comes during a scene between Jeffrey and Dorothy. What starts as a tender, intimate moment quickly shifts into something much darker. Dorothy, played by Isabella Rossellini, has endured so much pain at the hands of Frank that it has become deeply entwined with her sense of self. In a moment of vulnerability, she asks Jeffrey, portrayed by Kyle MacLachlan, to hit her during what initially appears to be a loving, passionate encounter. The scene is raw, emotional, and uncomfortable, as Jeffrey wrestles with his desire to protect her and the overwhelming urge to give in to her request. Lynch's ability to turn a moment of intimacy into something deeply unsettling is what makes this scene unforgettable. It's a complex, uncomfortable exploration of pain, power, and the strange ways they intersect in relationships. Number 4. The Reader, 2008. Hannah and Michael Make Love. Stephen Daldry's The Reader is a deeply moving exploration of the complexities of human relationships, where emotions and past traumas collide. Kate Winslet gives an incredibly raw and vulnerable performance, navigating a role that demands both emotional and physical depth. One of the most powerful moments in the film is when Michael returns to Hannah's apartment months after their initial encounter. The scene is tender and seductive, capturing a quiet intensity. Winslet's character, in a mix of longing and desperation, undresses, and the connection between them unfolds in a passionate and intimate way. It's a moment that's both beautiful and charged with the weight of their past, and Winslet's portrayal adds layers of vulnerability and yearning that make it unforgettable. The scene's emotional depth lingers far beyond the physicality of the moment. Number 3. The Dreamers, 2003. The Striptease Scene. The Dreamers, directed by Bernardo Bertolucci, takes place against the backdrop of the 1968 Paris student riots. It follows Matthew, played by Michael Pitt, and twins Theo, portrayed by Louis Garrel, and Isabel, played by Eva Green, as they lose themselves in a world of film fantasy after their bohemian parents leave for a month. While the film contains several nude scenes, one in particular stands out. Isabel performs a striptease in front of her brother, Theo. The two then strip Matthew, leading to an R-rated sexual encounter between the three. This moment, though deeply unsettling, leaves a lasting impression and challenges the boundaries of family and intimacy, making it impossible to view the film or its characters the same way again. Number 2. Emmanuel Tecu, 1975. A Hot Day at the Bathhouse. Francis Jacobetti's Emmanuel II is the second installment in the French softcore series that gained prominence during the 70s. The plot is minimal, focusing instead on the open marriage of the central couple. What truly sets the film apart are its stunning depictions of intimacy, where the lighting, music, and colors all contribute to an almost hypnotic atmosphere. Sylvia Kristel, in her portrayal of the titular character, immerses herself in passionate encounters with both men and women. The sensuality of each scene is captivating, showcasing a rare blend of artistry and eroticism that leaves a lasting impact. Number 1. Shortcuts, 1993. The Argument. In Robert Altman's film, there's a scene that turns nudity into something both awkward and oddly funny. Julianne Moore's character is in the middle of a tense argument with her husband about an affair, and what makes it so unique is her completely unbothered attitude. As her husband yells at her, she casually walks around without her panties, drying off her clothes like it's just another day. It's a perfect mix of humor and discomfort, with Moore's relaxed, almost detached demeanor, making the moment feel surprisingly light despite the serious subject matter. Her ability to make this scene both funny and relatable shows just how skilled she is at balancing comedy with real emotion. Do you care if on-screen nudity is exploitative, or is it just part of the movie business? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more discussions like this. Thank you for watching.
Hollywood, the land of glamour, luxury, and dreams. But behind the red carpets and flashing lights lurks a hidden, shadowy world. It's a world of temptation, power, and sometimes excess. For some of the most famous stars, the spotlight wasn't enough to quench their desires, and what happened behind closed doors left a trail of scandal, heartbreak, and sometimes ruin. Today, we dive deep into the 20 biggest sex freaks in Hollywood history, from legends of the Golden Age to modern icons whose lives were as shocking off-screen as they were captivating on it. Visuals, a montage of old-school Hollywood glitz mixed with modern-day paparazzi photos. Dramatic slow-motion shots of flashing cameras, famous celebrity moments, and newspaper headlines hinting at scandals to be uncovered. An eerie, suspenseful soundtrack accompanies the visuals. 20. Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin, the man who brought laughter to millions, was a genius on screen. But off-screen, Chaplin's private life was far more controversial. While his iconic character, the Tramp, won the hearts of audiences worldwide, Chaplin's relationships with much younger women, including teenage girls, sparked outrage. His marriage to Lita Grey, who was just 16 when they wed in 1924, nearly ended his career when it became a tabloid scandal of epic proportions. Chaplin's romantic pursuits often veered into legally and morally questionable territory. His relationship with Lita, which began when she was only 15, led to one of the most expensive divorce settlements in Hollywood history at the time. Grey accused Chaplin of infidelity and controlling behavior, leading to a very public battle. But Chaplin's affairs with young women didn't stop there. His private life was rife with scandal. With his next marriage to Una O'Neill, who was 18 to his 54, raising more eyebrows. 19. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn, Hollywood's swashbuckling hero, lived his life like one of his action-packed films, fast, dangerous, and full of adventure. Flynn's personal life, however, was a whirlwind of excess, dominated by his voracious appetite for women. His off-screen escapades became legendary in Hollywood, but it was his 1943 trial for statutory rape that nearly brought his career crashing down. Flynn was known for his reckless charm and was rumored to have seduced dozens of women during the height of his career. In 1943, 2 underage girls accused Flynn of rape, leading to one of the biggest celebrity trials in history. The phrase "in like Flynn" became synonymous with his legendary sexual prowess. Though he was acquitted, the trial highlighted his dangerous relationships with underage girls and set the stage for more scandals. 18. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando, the rebellious method actor who revolutionized Hollywood, was as famous for his off-screen escapades as he was for his on-screen performances. Known for his raw charisma and enigmatic allure, Brando's sexual exploits were legendary. Brando's affairs with both men and women, coupled with his open bisexuality during a time of extreme conservatism, challenged Hollywood's norms. Brando was a free spirit who lived life on his own terms. He famously declared, "Like a large number of men, I too have had homosexual experiences, and I am not ashamed." This was groundbreaking in a time when homosexuality was largely taboo. Brando's openness about his relationships with men shocked Hollywood, but it was his insatiable sexual appetite, which extended to some of the most beautiful women in the world, that cemented his place as a Hollywood sex symbol. 17. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford, the glamorous star of old Hollywood, was as powerful off-screen as she was on. Known for her strong-willed, larger-than-life personality, Crawford's personal life was a secret labyrinth of affairs, BDSM rumors, and unconventional relationships. Though she cultivated a pristine public image, insiders knew Crawford as a woman who wasn't afraid to explore her sexual desires, no matter how scandalous. Crawford's relationships were the stuff of Hollywood gossip, with whispers of her involvement in BDSM scenes and affairs with high-profile men and women. From her rumored relationships with actresses to her passionate affairs with directors and businessmen, Crawford's personal life was as volatile as her legendary on-screen performances. But it wasn't just her partners who were drawn into her orbit. Crawford's children later accused her of abusive behavior, painting a picture of a woman whose need for control extended beyond the bedroom. 16. Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner, the self-proclaimed leader of the sexual revolution, built an empire on fantasies. But behind the velvet curtains of the Playboy Mansion, Hefner's private life was anything but a dream. His relationships with the playmates, his strict control over their lives, and the notorious parties that took place at his mansion all painted a darker picture of the man who claimed to champion sexual liberation. Hefner prided himself on being the ultimate playboy, surrounded by beautiful women, but many of those who lived at the Playboy Mansion revealed a different story. Hefner's control over his playmates extended beyond the bedroom, dictating what they wore, who they saw, and even how they acted. Behind the carefree image of Hefner's bunny life was a man who controlled and manipulated the women in his world. His pursuit of sexual freedom often came at the cost of others' autonomy. 15. Roman Polanski. Roman Polanski, the Oscar-winning director behind films like Chinatown and The Pianist, was once revered as one of Hollywood's greatest talents. But his legacy has been forever marred by his 1977 conviction for the statutory rape of a 13-year-old girl. Polanski fled the United States to avoid sentencing and has lived as a fugitive ever since, with the specter of his crime haunting his career. Polanski's case shocked Hollywood, but it didn't destroy his career. Despite his conviction, he continued to make films and win accolades, including an Academy Award in 2003. However, his story is one of privilege and evasion. Polanski's fame allowed him to escape justice, even as his victim and her family endured years of media scrutiny. 14. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan, once a child star beloved by millions, became notorious in her later years for a life filled with excess and controversy. Lohan's early stardom from hits like The Parent Trap and Mean Girls seemed to promise a glittering Hollywood career, but her personal life began to unravel in front of the world. Substance abuse, legal troubles, and reckless relationships soon overshadowed her talent, leading to a downfall that shocked fans and the industry alike. At the height of her fame, Lohan was regularly seen partying with A-listers like Paris Hilton and Britney Spears. Her love life, too, became tabloid fodder, as she was linked to numerous high-profile men and women, including DJ Samantha Ronson. Lohan's erratic behavior, DUI arrests, and rehab stints soon made her more famous for her personal scandals than for her acting. Despite multiple attempts at a comeback, her reputation as a Hollywood wild child continues to overshadow her talent. 13. Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton, the original reality TV queen, turned the world of Hollywood upside down with her unapologetic embrace of fame, fortune, and her sexuality. With her catchphrase, "That's hot," and a penchant for outrageous outfits and late-night parties, Hilton epitomized the it-girl culture of the early 2000s. But while she was known for her glamorous lifestyle, Hilton's private life and leaked sex tape scandal made her a controversial figure. In 2004, Hilton's private life became very public when a sex tape with her then-boyfriend Rick Salomon was leaked online. The tape caused a media frenzy, catapulting her to a new level of notoriety. While some say it helped launch her brand, the emotional toll it took on Hilton was immense. She later expressed deep regret over the incident, revealing the personal cost of her constant exposure in the limelight. 12. David Carradine. David Carradine, star of Kung Fu and Kill Bill, was a man with a dark secret that shocked the world after his death. Carradine was found dead in a Bangkok hotel room in 2009 under circumstances that suggested he had been engaged in dangerous sexual behavior. The revelation sent shockwaves through Hollywood, as Carradine's death exposed a side of his life that had been largely hidden from public view. The initial reports suggested suicide, but later investigations revealed that Carradine had likely died from accidental asphyxiation during a dangerous solo sex act. The incident opened up a conversation about the risks associated with extreme forms of sexual expression, particularly those involving autoerotic asphyxiation. Though Carradine's death was tragic, it shone a light on the hidden sexual lives of Hollywood stars, revealing that even those who appear to have it all can harbor dangerous secrets. 11. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was Hollywood's ultimate sex symbol, but her private life was a whirlwind of scandal, tragedy, and heartbreak. While Monroe's on-screen persona was that of the perfect blonde bombshell, behind the scenes, she was a woman battling personal demons. Her high-profile relationships with powerful men, including President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert, have fueled rumors and conspiracy theories for decades. Monroe's love life was the subject of endless speculation, with rumors of her involvement in orgies and affairs with some of the most powerful men in America. But behind the glamorous facade, Monroe was deeply unhappy. She struggled with addiction, mental health issues, and the pressure of being one of the most desired women in the world. Her untimely death at the age of 36 only added to her legend, as many speculated whether her relationships with the Kennedys had something to do with it. 10. Warren Beatty. Warren Beatty, one of the most handsome and talented actors of his generation, earned a reputation as Hollywood's most notorious womanizer. With a string of high-profile relationships that included some of the most famous women of the 20th century, Beatty's off-screen life was the stuff of legend. By his own admission, Beatty slept with thousands of women, a lifestyle that became as famous as his acting career. Beatty's conquests were legendary. He dated nearly every major starlet in Hollywood. Some of his most famous relationships were with women like Natalie Wood, Diane Keaton, and Madonna. Known for his charm and good looks, Beatty never settled down until later in life when he married actress Annette Bening. Though he eventually put his wild days behind him, Beatty's reputation as a sex god has followed him throughout his career. 9. Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie, known for her striking beauty and intense performances, has long been a subject of fascination, not just for her work, but for her unconventional love life. From her early marriage to Billy Bob Thornton, which included wearing vials of each other's blood, to her passionate relationship with Brad Pitt, Jolie has never shied away from embracing her wild side. But beyond the tabloid headlines, Jolie's sexual expression was deeply connected to her identity as a rebellious figure in Hollywood. Jolie's relationship with Thornton became one of the most talked-about love affairs in Hollywood. The pair's intense connection, symbolized by wearing VLs of each other's blood, captivated fans and cemented Jolie's reputation as an unconventional sex symbol. Later, her marriage to Brad Pitt, which began amid rumors of infidelity, sparked the infamous Brangelina era. Through it all, Jolie has remained unapologetically herself, embracing her sexuality while also becoming a mother and humanitarian. 8. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson, Hollywood's ultimate bad boy, was known not just for his iconic roles but for his off-screen exploits. A consummate ladies' man, Nicholson earned a reputation for his insatiable appetite for women, often dating supermodels and actresses half his age. But behind the charm and charisma was a man driven by a need for constant sexual conquest. Throughout his decades-long career, Nicholson became infamous for his lifestyle, partying at the Playboy Mansion and engaging in wild nights with Hollywood's elite. He had high-profile affairs with numerous women, most notably his tumultuous relationship with Angelica Houston. Their on-again, off-again romance lasted 17 years, during which Nicholson was notorious for cheating on her multiple times. His love life was so chaotic that he fathered 6 children with 5 different women. 7. Madonna. Madonna, the queen of pop, pushed the boundaries of sexual expression like no other. From her provocative music videos to her high-profile relationships, Madonna's sexual image became a cornerstone of her career. But beyond the performances, Madonna's personal life was just as wild, marked by daring relationships, sexual experimentation, and controversy that followed her at every turn. Madonna's onstage persona blurred the lines between performance and reality. Her relationships with men like Sean Penn and Guy Ritchie were fraught with public drama, while her bold statements about sexuality earned both praise and criticism. In 1992, Madonna's release of the Sex Book took her sexual expression to a new level, featuring erotic photographs that scandalized the world. However, Madonna has always been in control of her image, using her sexuality to challenge norms and redefine what it means to be a woman in power. 6. Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper was Hollywood's rebel, known for his groundbreaking work in Easy Rider and his off-screen wildness. Hopper's life was a whirlwind of drugs, violence, and extreme sexual escapades, cementing his reputation as one of the industry's most chaotic figures. His volatile lifestyle ultimately overshadowed much of his career, leaving behind stories of excess and debauchery that still resonate today. At the height of his fame, Hopper's indulgence in drugs and dangerous sexual behavior was legendary. Stories from his time directing the last movie include wild orgies, drug-fueled binges, and increasingly erratic behavior that led to the film's commercial failure. His 5 tumultuous marriages, one lasting just 8 days, added fuel to the fire, with allegations of abuse and extreme sexual demands becoming public knowledge. 5. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen, the former 2.5 Men star, became one of the most controversial figures in Hollywood due to his outlandish behavior, fueled by drugs, alcohol, and an almost obsessive relationship with sex. Sheen's public meltdowns, notorious goddess girlfriends, and disturbing revelations about his private life made headlines for years, culminating in one of the most spectacular celebrity downfalls ever seen. Sheen's turbulent personal life first made headlines during his marriage to Denise Richards, which ended in a bitter divorce with accusations of infidelity and addiction. But it was his behavior following his firing from 2.5 Men that cemented his place as Hollywood's ultimate bad boy. Sheen's candid admission of hiring escorts and living with multiple women, alongside a shocking HIV diagnosis, brought his sexual escapades into the public eye. His infamous lifestyle, once celebrated in some circles, soon spiraled into a cautionary tale of excess. 4. Britney Spears. Britney Spears, the pop princess turned global superstar, has been under intense scrutiny her entire life. While her sexual image was carefully crafted by her record label, her own battles with mental health, substance abuse, and relationships took a far darker turn. Spears' breakdown in 2007 and subsequent legal battles over her conservatorship have exposed a heartbreaking struggle behind the scenes. From her public relationship with Justin Timberlake to her much-publicized divorce from Kevin Federline, Spears' love life was always front-page news. But behind the image of the provocative pop star was a woman grappling with intense pressure, constant surveillance, and a lack of control over her own life. Her sexuality, initially marketed as part of her brand, became a source of public judgment as she struggled to navigate personal freedom and fame. 3. Woody Allen. Woody Allen, one of Hollywood's most celebrated directors, became embroiled in one of the industry's most disturbing scandals when allegations of sexual abuse came to light. In 1992, Allen's ex-partner Mia Farrow accused him of molesting their adopted daughter, Dylan Farrow, which led to a bitter custody battle and years of controversy. Though Allen was never convicted of a crime, the allegations cast a long shadow over his career. The revelations of his relationship with Soon-Yi Previn, who was 35 years younger than him, fueled speculation about Allen's behavior, with many questioning his ethics and morality. Despite his continued success in Hollywood, the scandal has remained an indelible part of his legacy. 2. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, once America's favorite TV dad, became one of the most reviled figures in Hollywood after multiple women came forward with allegations of sexual assault. Cosby's fall from grace, which resulted in a prison sentence, revealed a pattern of predatory behavior stretching back decades, leaving the world stunned. For years, Cosby portrayed himself as a model of family values, but behind the scenes, he allegedly drugged and assaulted dozens of women. His conviction in 2018 sent shockwaves through Hollywood, bringing the Me Too movement to the forefront. While Cosby's release from prison in 2021 on a legal technicality angered many, his once wholesome image was irrevocably destroyed. 1. Harvey Weinstein. The downfall of Harvey Weinstein marked a turning point in Hollywood's relationship with power and abuse. As one of the most powerful producers in the industry, Weinstein's alleged sexual assaults on actresses and employees were an open secret in Hollywood for years. But in 2017, the silence was broken, and the Me Too movement was born. More than 80 women, including stars like Rose McGowan and Ashley Judd, came forward with allegations of sexual harassment, assault, and rape against Weinstein. His arrest and subsequent conviction in 2020 for sexual assault and rape marked a historic moment for survivors of abuse. Weinstein's downfall not only exposed the ugly truth about his behavior, but also ignited a global movement that continues to challenge the structures of power in Hollywood and beyond. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new videos. Don't forget to click the notification bell to get notified whenever we upload new content. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.